in amniotic fluids of this moment, struggling to maintain composure. The air viscous with unspoken desire, teased by an invisible syrup of lascivious potential. We wade in a pool of gestating realities, possibilities unborn, but not dead. Dormant universes patiently awaiting activation. Microcosms trembling in the space between us at hyperspeed, poised in superposition, ready for insemination, stuttering new truths into being with too much hesitation. The instincts we are too shy to honor, the experiences that aren't happening, the parallel lives we fantasize concurrently, the memories we wish to be materially substantiating right now. This isn't just a poem. This is a portal. I've drafted a doorway, and I'm inviting you into another dimension, where inspiration moves through us like lightning, where you reach your hand out to touch me. Before I blossom into a radiant wildflower, we both burst into effervescent rainbow-colored laser beams chased by comet tails and trailing an echo of screeching in the night like jaguars. Wow. So welcome to my world. We are now in the magical land of awesome. Awesome is my religion. I'm an awesome evangelist.
Where do I sign up? Like, where are the services held? I want to know.
You worship yourself every day and everyone around you continually. And everything, inanimate objects, and all things organic alike. It's the best thing ever. It's kind of like Discordianism, except I guess there is like a singular mission.
Less cabbage than Discordianism, I would imagine.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was cabbage in Discordianism.
A lot of cabbages. You gotta watch out for them. Sometimes they pretend they're demons.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Are they pickled?
I can't guarantee pickles.
Cabbage Kids?
Maybe, yeah. Sometimes they come to life and eat you. It's true. It's happened to me twice.
I mean, it kind of sounds delicious. I mean, I like cabbage.
Pickled cabbage have kids. Coming to a near you.
I had a joke about a pickle and I forgot that one. I'll remember it later.
Come back.
I totally have a joke about a pickle. I'll get back to you on that. I guess while we're on the subject of awesome, this next poem that I wrote is, well, I can only take partial credit for it because I wrote it while I was on mushrooms. And actually, it wasn't just on mushrooms. This was like an extended scientific experiment. I realized at this point in my life that I had started to think in letters and words, and as I was speaking, I would read almost like off of a scroll in my mind these sentences coming through. And when I became aware of that, it really freaked me out because I was like, it wasn't always this way. And then I became very suspicious because I was like, I'm being mind controlled. And like now my thoughts are limited and dictated by these man-made symbols, and it's a very, it's a very specific and contained design. And I had to liberate myself and reprogram my perceptible abilities back to their more original, clairvoyant, I guess you can say, starting point. So that required me getting a lot of mushrooms and learning to integrate that into my everyday mundane experience. So I was actually doing mushrooms every day. I was on a mild dose of psilocybin until I ran out of my rations, but I was doing everything I could possibly do on mushrooms, like going to work and riding around on my scooter and going shopping and going to dinner parties and not getting invited back. It was a lot of fun though. I had a good time. And going to poetry readings and stuff like that. In the end, it was very successful. It worked. And I got this poem out of it. And amazingly, I didn't get fired either. It's called Alien in a Human Suit. I'm a bag lady when it comes to issues. I drag a world of problems around, like a ton of bricks on a leash. I'm an overworked mule inching up the side of a great pyramid. I'm a scarecrow wearing a corpse costume. I'm a wax mannequin. I'm a puppet master with a cellophane puppet. I'm the sun trapped in a Coke bottle. I'm a ghost in a straitjacket. I'm an alien in a human suit. I'm teetering at the rim of sanity on my pinky toes. There's a galaxy of possibilities out there. My head is boggling in a canopy of contagious realities. I've caught the human condition like a virus. I tread in this murky existence like a swan in a swamp waiting for a bad cold to pass. I can remember my dreams again. I see the world in pictures, not just letters. It's still noisy, but the sounds are different. A continual comic strip with consequences written into the captions. Life is this bizarre hallucination full of animate three-dimensional caricatures and reptilian villains. I'm not trying to prove any point. I'm just painting. And if I stop talking long enough to listen, it all makes perfect nonsense. I'm a static conduit with eternity pumping through my veins, blood in my wires. My cerebral synapses are on fire tonight. An electric storm is raging in my brain. Thoughts like lightning shock my body. Ideas spasm, muscles contracting. I've tapped into this collective, universal resource. It's infinity with an endless beginning and beginning with end. The energy cramps in my system. I've got to get it out on paper. I'm having a nervous breakdown. I'm going to turn this paper back into a pine tree. I squeeze gibberish through that wordy funnel called language. It comes out in bold, scribbly scratch. These sour images fermenting in the vineyard of madness. Wine pours through fingers like horny holy water. There's an auctioneer pawning off space in my conscious mind. That noise has turned into an obnoxious creaking in my left ear. It's clogging an artery to my cerebellum. I've got explosive landmines knotted in my deltoids. I can't shut it up. But I try to muscle it. It's a ferocious canine. Is the world ready for this? Will they euthanize my dreams like a rabid beast? Will they send me to the kennel? Will they throw a frisbee to the stars and play fetch with me? Why am I here and not floating on a lotus flower strumming a sitar? Why am I here? The term masturbating, it's 2 words.
It's furious.
What?
Furious?
Fury. Well, okay, yeah, bit.
Like baiting the master.
Yes, yeah, okay. So yeah, it's like being a master, like someone who is at peak proficiency level of, in this instance, baiting, which would be to diminish, subside, subdue, restrain, and then masturbating, which is 1 word in the second sense that I use the term, and I would love to demonstrate for you in theme with our, what is it, our exploration through radical senses. Stimulation through radical senses, but I'll just keep it simple and clean tonight. We'll call it self-pleasuring. So, but it's weird, isn't that weird how like in our language it's like one thing that means the exact opposite of another thing, like one thing sounds so similar to its polar opposite, being a masturbating restriction, diminishment, and then the masturbating, which is self-pleasuring. Anyway, okay. Well, so this next piece is about my discovery of what I'll call pleasure tolerance. And I'm sure like everyone is very familiar in our society with pain tolerance, which I was prior to this. And I was like very proud of like how much I could take, And when I discovered this point, like I had gotten so happy one day and I got paranoid about it because I thought I was gonna like show up on a radar somewhere like bleeping too brightly and like some people in like white coats were gonna come and cart me away to the sanitarium. And then I like caught that thought and I was like, whoa, that's really weird that I'm harboring that in, my mind somewhere. And so I explored it and I pushed that boundary and then I wrote this poem. This is the difference between masturbating and masturbating. All the ways I diminish my experience for the sake of maintaining a claim to sanity, minimizing this thing I call self so others will like it. I know why people go stark raving mad, laughing hysterically, running down the street naked, flapping limbs about erratically, in the middle of the night, kind of mad. To be overtaken by the rabid liberation of total surrender, complete indulgence in raging bliss, the high of unadulterated ecstatic mania, electric possession enlivening every pore, each cell blooming to absolute animation, intoxicated by full-chested breath after the strangling corset of normalcy is stripped away. The adrenaline rush, surging forth unrestrained, when you snip the bungee of judgment and jump. How exhilarating it must be to not care if your enthusiasm is making others uncomfortable. No longer sacrificing your happiness for compliance with social convention. I'm well acquainted with that fine line of psychotic split. I fondle its frazzled parameters. I massage its sublimely unruly bedhead with my antennae. My feelers snaggle every now and then with the occasional startling snap as I comb through knots and tangles. The anarchic decision one makes to valiantly jettison sagacity, to venture over the edge. How it must feel to really let go. To sever the tether of consequence, leap into the euphoric unknown with an eagle's wingspan, trusting that which might annihilate you like a blindfolded high diver without any confirmation the pool is filled with water. Allowing yourself to fly rapturously in free fall. Like from the tipping point top of a lift hill, before a vertical drop on a roller coaster, pensively creeping onward, counting each ominous bullet-shot notch of the boxcar's white-knuckled gripping on track, being thrust athwart to the summit of no return, and throwing your arms up, soaring in full hearty suspense, ensorcelled by the gluttonous furrow, foaming the thick whoosh of feral wind, high-fiving your open hands, a void black of mouth wide, catching clouds as they crash into your larynx, breaking into a frothing tide and screaming, "Wah!" With a whole body quivering tickle of supernova butterflies convulsing your torso while lifting off the seat all the way down.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did.